Hi, it's Raw Mosley, and I want to welcome you to the very first episode of Greentown's Report of the Week. This is going to be a weekly series that's part of the Greentown, Indiana, USA project that I'm running on Facebook and also on a website. And I think it's just going to be a fun way to keep track of what's going on here in town. So I look to create a YouTube video and also post that to the Facebook group. So if you like high definition photos of drone footage, such as what I'm doing now, but more picturesque, of course, of what goes on here in Greentown, then definitely check out the YouTube channel, especially if you have a big, large screen TV at home, because I think you'll enjoy that more than just looking at this on a cell phone. So as far as the content of the series, I'm looking to cover a lot of events. Of course, you know, when it's the summertime and you've got the big fair here in town, come out and take a lot of videos and photos of that as well. But I'm looking to cover really anything of interest that goes on here. So if there's a local organization such as the Greentown Historic Society that has something special going on, then would love to cover that. Main Street Association, Greentown Main Street Association, when they have special events, such as the grand opening of AccuMark that took place this last Saturday. Went out and took a little bit of video, a few photos of that as well. Those are the types of things I'd like to feature. Earlier this year, which only 9 days ago, but I've been sick the last week, so my New Year is really starting today on the 9th. But I was able to come out here on the 1st with my wife, Jamie, and we went to the Greentown Antique and Collectible Show that was hosted right here on the fairgrounds, and run by the same people who run the Main Street Antiques, or the Greentown Antiques. And we'll be hearing a lot more from them and seeing some of the cool things that they have in their store over the course of this year. Other events, Eastern High School sports. So I would love to at least cover one sporting event per team, or at least high school team. And of course there seem to be a gazillion other middle school and 8th grade and whatever. I'll cover them to the extent that there's interest, and if I know what's going on and if I have the time. So a lot of Eastern school events, photos and also video. So that'll be fun. I've got a couple of events that I'll do here this week as well. So if you're a local business and you've got something going on, I definitely want to be able to cover that if I'm available. And it could be something that's at your store, something that's out in front, maybe on the sidewalk here on our brand new Main Street that we've got in Greentown. Same thing for local churches. If you've got a concert or some guest speaker or whatever type of event, I'd love to come in and cover that. So events will be the first thing that I cover. The other thing that I would like to do is to have a special feature. And the features are going to be of, I don't know, it could be topical of whatever's going on here. The construction obviously was the big feature for last year. But if you, for example, are a restaurant and you're introducing a new entree or whatever, I would love to be able to create a little feature on that. I want to also profile people, residents who are here in Greentown. And speaking of that, that leads to the big announcement for this first video, and that is the announcement of 175 for 175. So, of course, this is our Greentown's 175th anniversary this year, and so there's going to be a big celebration that takes place later, and you'll be hearing a lot more about that through the town. What I would like to do is to interview 175 residents. Could be current residents, could be past residents. So I think it'd be really fun to interview past residents who, I mean, we've got people who are following our group who are over in Europe, for example. So what did they remember about Greentown? And there are two questions really that I'm asking for each of these features. So they're going to be very straightforward. Number one, what do you love about Greentown? And number two, just share a little bit about yourself. So it's a blank slate. Some of you are going to have real short interviews, 45 seconds. Some of you might give me a 45-minute interview, and that's cool. I want to be able to make that allowance. I'm going to share those interviews right here on the Greentown USA Facebook group. I'll also put it on the YouTube channel as well and create a playlist for that, so you'll be able to follow those stories throughout the year. So speaking of that, if you're an organization and you have a place where you could host me to come there for a few hours and invite people in to give their interviews, I would love to do that. Could be a restaurant, whatever. Could even be a church on a Sunday morning. So, I mean, you think about it from a church standpoint, it'd be really easy for people to talk about why they love Greentown. And then secondly, in the question about just describe who you are, people could even give a short little testimony. So that could be a cool opportunity for churches. So that's really it for this first video. Thank you for joining, and we'll end with just a little aerial footage of what Greentown looks like here on January 9th, 2023. Thanks for joining. All right, so I've been sitting here in the grandstands this whole time. I think this is about my 10th time flying this drone, by the way. I had to take a course with the FAA and pass the Part 107 exam. So let me flip this around. I'm not the greatest at talking and flying this thing, but let's see where the scenery is here. Okay. Looking right into the sun. Excellent, excellent. It is windy here today, and so because of that, I'm not going to really keep this thing up in the air too long, but you can see the Howard County 4-H Fairgrounds here, still with the Christmas decorations up, so I'm guessing they'll come and break all that stuff down sometime soon and put those into the new barn that they built last year. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.